What's up guys, I'm Joel Dodge. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite music production apps with you guys. Let's get into it. So before I get into telling you about the apps, this is not a list of all the apps you can use for music production. These are just my favorites. That being said, the first is Cubasis. And Cubasis is basically the closest thing you're gonna get to a traditional DAW on your iPad. It's great for tracking. It interacts well with pretty much every other app you're gonna have for music production on your iPad. Something I do wanna say is that I haven't upgraded to Cubasis 3. I feel like they didn't have enough new features for me to repurchase the app. But if you are just getting into it, you should definitely pick up Cubasis 3 because it does have a few new features that Cubasis 2 doesn't have. So the second app I wanted to tell you guys about is Beatmaker 3. And Beatmaker 3 is also a DAW, but it's a sampling based DAW. So it's more similar to Fruity Loops or something like that, where you bring in samples and you're able to, build them out as a beat or put a structure to them. And the reason I ended up getting Beatmaker 3 and not just using Cubasis is because I wanted to start programming more drums, and it just made a much easier workflow with that kind of thing in Beatmaker 3. So if you're trying to make electronic music or trying to program a lot of drums or anything like that, Beatmaker 3 is definitely the way to go. So guys, the third app I wanted to tell you guys about, it's actually just a plugin. It's EOS 2 by Audio Damage, or I guess you might just say EOS, I don't know. It's a reverb and it sounds great. I use it on anytime I want a reverb, I use it. So I use it honestly when I'm tracking something in Cubasis or Beatmaker. Most of the time you can look at the track and see that this is one of the plugins that I used. It's just a great sounding reverb, whether you want it to be really intense. Sometimes I even use it to make pads to like put behind everything. Or you want it to just be a little softer on a vocal. It's just a really great sounding reverb. So guys, the fourth app I wanted to tell you guys about, it's called Ravencraft. It's a piano app. Basically, that's all it does, is it has piano samples in it, and you can play it like a piano. So you hook up a MIDI keyboard to your iPad. I really love this app. It just sounds incredible. So guys, the fifth app I wanted to tell you guys about is Tines by Clefgrand, and it's a electric piano sound basically. It gives you a lot of adjustment controls inside of it, and it's basically set up to sound like a Rode. So if you know what those sound like, you know what this app sounds like. Basically, it's great, and it's actually a really cheap one. I think it was only like $5 or $6. So it's definitely something worth picking up. So I wanted to do two honorable mentions, and that is Poison 202 and the Moog Model D. The only reason that these didn't actually make the list is just because I'm not the best at synthesis. But if you're used to getting into synthesizers and messing with the LFOs and the oscillators and all that stuff, you're gonna really love these apps because they simulate that inside of the app. They sound great, and I use sounds from them all the time in my music. So guys, those are my favorite music production apps. I would love to hear what yours are down below. Definitely let me know what you think if you go check any of these out. But anyway, keep making music, die empty. I'll catch you in the next one.